My best friend and I were pregnant at the same time. She used the excuse of praying for blessings to give me that amulet. Touched, those twins somehow ended up in Raven's belly, had me burned alive. I actually had the chance to be reborn. I'm back on the day she gives me the amulet. I immediately drove to the Forbidden Forest. I found the most massive ancient giant bear and firmly hung the amulet around its neck. Go ahead, swap with this bear. An astonishing sight unfolded. Her belly was rapidly swelling at a visible speed. On the night of the full moon, Darius would uncontrollably transform into a wolf, and only sex could he regain his sanity. To avoid any prying eyes, I drove out to the suburbs early. The next day, she gives me a cursed amulet, and I immediately hang it around the neck of an ancient giant bear. Because in my past life, my best friend and I were pregnant at the same time. She used the excuse of praying for blessings and good fortune to give me that amulet. Touched, I accepted her kindness and wore it every day. 10 months later, we gave birth at the same time, while she gave birth to a healthy pair of twins. My husband's family believed I had cursed the child to death, that I was an ill-omened woman. They called upon the elders and, following the ancient laws of the territory, had me burned alive. Only before dying did I learn the truth. The amulet she gave me had been cursed with black magic by a renegade shaman of the territory. She already knew her own fetus had died, so she gave me the amulet to swap my child for hers. Now, opening my eyes again, I'm back on the day she gives me the amulet. Staring at the massive ancient giant bear, I smile coldly. You want to swap? Go ahead, swap with this bear. The moment Raven handed me the amulet, I knew I had been reborn. My memories were hazy as I struggled to pull myself together, suppressing the instinctive convulsions caused by the silver fire that had burned me in my past life. I tried to sober up as quickly as possible. When I opened my eyes, Raven was already standing before me with a sinister smile. She reached out and eagerly presented an amulet.
Selena, these are 2 amulets I specially went to Warlock Mordecai to ask for. They're to keep our children safe and sound. One for you, one for me. Let's wear them together.
To avoid arousing her suspicion, I happily took the amulet and put it around my neck.
Okay, thank you, my dear sister. I will wear it every single day.
As I said those last words, I could barely hold back my gritted teeth and seething hatred. In the past life, when we were both pregnant at the same time, she had come to me with the same eager enthusiasm, holding an amulet just like this. She told me she had specially asked a warlock to bless it so that it would protect the child from harm or illness. Because I trusted her completely, I put on that amulet without a second thought. But who would have known 10 months later, when we both gave birth, something horrifying happened. The twins that the healer had clearly confirmed when I was 3 months pregnant, those twins somehow ended up in Raven's belly, formed stillborn. A baby that had never drawn breath. Before I could even grieve, my mother-in-law, the head of the household, lashed out.
Oh no! What kind of monster has Selvin given birth to? She's going to bring bad luck upon our entire family!
Word quickly spread throughout the entire Silvermoon territory. I clung to my mother-in-law, pleading desperately.
Mom, please believe me. Something is definitely wrong here. Just a few months ago, I went to the healer for a pulse diagnosis, and the baby was perfectly fine. Moreover, the healer even confirmed it was twins. Something definitely went wrong in between. My child could never be a monster.
The facts are right in front of you. What else do you have to say? If you ask me, someone who can give birth of such a monster, you are no blessing either.
With that one sentence, she threw me to the wolves. She even went on to summon the elder.
Elder Marcus, I beg you to bring justice to our family. This little wretch has given birth to such a monster. I'm afraid it won't just bring disaster to our family. It will also bring disaster upon the entire territory. Neither this adult nor the child can be allowed to live.
Elder Marcus was persuaded by my mother-in-law's words. He pulled out an ancient book of prophecies and began to spout nonsense with great pretense.
This woman should indeed no longer remain in the territory. Midnight tonight is the auscarious hour for the silver fire execution. The adult, together with the stillborn, must be cremated immediately to avoid further trouble, to bring misfortune upon the territory.
If someone had stood up for me at that moment, I might still have had a chance to live. But as soon as Elder Marcus said those words, those cowards in the territory who feared for their lives immediately dragged me to the Silver Moon altar. That was the place where ceremonies were held whenever anything happened in the territory. Afraid that the ropes would burn through, they chained me up with iron chains. Worried that my agonized screams would haunt their nightmares, they stuffed my mouth with cloth strips. As the silver fire blazed, I looked into the distance and saw my best friend rushing toward me. Tears streaming down my face, I desperately tried to signal her for help. But she revealed to me that she was the one who had swapped away the twins in my belly. She told me that I had only myself to blame for being born with such good fortune, constantly being compared to her by others. Every time she heard people praise me and belittle her, it made her jealous and miserable. So my death was only right with me dead. No one would compete with her anymore. The silver fire raged. I could hear the moisture in my body evaporating, and finally the sound of my blood vessels bursting. With tears in my eyes, I was burned alive by that group of ignorant people. Among all of them, the one I hated the most was Raven. I swore that if I ever had a chance to live again, I would make sure she died a miserable death. Perhaps the moon god took pity on me and heard my plea. I actually had the chance to be reborn. When I woke up, Raven's malicious face appeared right before my eyes. She was still as fake as ever, only her hypocrisy was well hidden. So much so that I hadn't seen through it in my past life. I forced down the hatred in my heart and continued what I had been doing moments before. Not sensing anything unusual about me, she gave her usual false smile.
We're good sisters. No need to be so polite with me.
I played along, nodding in agreement. After that, she thought everything had gone smoothly again. Believing that she had acted without leaving any trace, and that no one knew about her misdeeds, she left with peace of mind. Once I was sure she had left, I immediately drove to the Forbidden Forest. I found the most massive ancient giant bear and firmly hung the amulet around its neck. Then I stuffed a stack of bills into the guard's hand.
This amulet will keep it safe. Absolutely do not take it off for 10 months.
Don't worry, I'll make sure of it.
When I returned to the territory, I spotted Raven from a distance. An astonishing sight unfolded. Her belly was rapidly swelling at a visible speed, as if she were carrying a full-term baby. I walked over and joined the small talk between her and an older werewolf. Raven proudly patted her stomach.
I bet I'm definitely having twins. Your belly is so small, you'll probably give birth to a malnourished little girl. I told you to eat more, but you just wouldn't listen. How could I ever compare to you? The elders all say you're a lucky star blessed by the moon goddess. You'll need to set up 100 tables for the 1-month party. That's only natural. You should try harder too. At least let's give birth to a boy. Then we can have the 1-month celebration together.
I sneered inwardly. She had no idea that what she was carrying in her belly wasn't twins at all, but the child of a giant bear. The surrounding werewolves began flattering Raven one after another.
Raven, you can tell she's blessed. 2 children in 1 pregnancy and a boy-girl pair at that.
Not like some people. Husband can't stand her, mother-in-law hates her, and she's stuck with a good-from girl.
Raven feigned disapproval and interrupted.
Aunties, uncles, don't say that. Selene is my good sister.
The group immediately apologized to her and then redoubled their praise, calling her kind and sensible. Watching these sycophantic people, my stomach churned. It's okay, just wait a little longer. Soon, they would all find out what exactly the lucky star they held in the palm of their hands would give birth to. On the way back, Raven pretended to be angry and said,
They talked about you like that, and you didn't even fight back? You're driving me crazy. They're all elders. It's not worth it.
She stared at my neck, and her expression changed.
What about the amulet I gave you? Why aren't you wearing it? It's right here. I'll find a leather cord and string it on as soon as I get home. You must wear it. This is for your own good and the baby's.
I nodded in agreement, But inside I thought, of course I'll wear an amulet, just the one I've prepared for myself. Raven, in this life, just wait to give birth to that giant bear's child. After Raven left, the moment I stepped inside, my mother-in-law started screaming at me.
Where the hell have you been? Why aren't you cooking? Do you think you're Raven? She's carrying twins, and her in-laws dole on her, as if you deserve that!
She grabbed me and pointed toward the house across the way.
Look at her belly, big and round, with such a fortunate face. Now look at you, belly all flat and shriveled. It must be another worthless girl.
I couldn't help but laugh. Big and round, wasn't it? She was carrying the child of an ancient giant bear. How could it not be big? When my mother-in-law saw me laugh, she got even angrier.
What are you laughing at? If you can give birth to twins, I'll wait on you too!
I wouldn't dare to have that kind of good fortune.